just me for now. Dave has to finish Bite Squad, which is like a food delivery. How is everyone tonight? Hi, Beth. Hi, Crystal. Hi, Odd But Nice. Hi, Yvonne. Whoops. Hi, Mystical. Hi, Deb. Hi, the Brook Project. Hi, Brian. Hi, Severa's mama. Hi. Okay, so it's just me. Dave will be here in just a few minutes, maybe. I don't know. His schedule's kind of weird right now. He's supposed to be getting off, but yeah, Bite Squad, which is like a food delivery. How is everyone tonight? Oh, but nice. I'll have to look in my thing again. But if you message me on Facebook through my group, I'll get back with you. Hi, Cindy. What's everyone doing tonight? Freezing and expecting snow. Mystical, we got 10 inches last night. Well, yesterday, last night. And this is my first real snow since like 2008. That's how long I haven't had snow, real snow. And when I woke up this morning and went out, I was freezing. Right, Deb? Picking up Dave's slack, right. No, he was here just a few minutes ago, and then they sent him another order. I'm like, really? They told you your shift was ending, and then they do that. Loom knitting a Santa hat. How do you loom knit, Brian? Is it like knitting but with that round circle thing? Hi, Melissa. Yes, I'm using tweezers to place the special drills. See these? I cannot use a pen with those. I tried and they always go crazy. So I just use the tweezers. I'm a wizard. Yeah, right. I'm not. If I was a wizard, I'd be using my fingers, not the tweezers. I actually like the tweezers, especially the rounded ones, but I have a pair somewheres, but they're over there somewhere. It's awesome and fun, Brian. Ooh, I'm going to have to try it. No, don't get me hooked on another thing, Brian. No, that's bad. Before I started diamond painting, I was a heavy into crocheting. And when I mean heavy into crocheting, like, ouch, my bank account heavy. It was not, I mean, it was fun, but it was not good. So I'm sure knitting would get me that way too. I want to try it though. Yes, Pippa, I'm alone for just a few minutes, maybe, hopefully just a few minutes. Bite Squad has kind of gave him another order when we weren't supposed to. So yes, streamer. I love crocheting because it gives me something to do, and then you make something very pretty out of whatever you're using, or whatever you're doing. And if you don't know something, I YouTube it. If I don't know a certain stitch or whatever this means, I YouTube it because I didn't know it when I first started. But the UK and United States terms are slightly different. Maybe a potential what? Oh, the loom band, not the loom band, but the knitting thing. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I feel so weird being like alone but not alone. Like, I'm used to having Dave here with me in the live. It's weird. Not like weird, like ew, weird. It's just like weird. It's I don't know what to talk about. Okay, I guess I'm nervous. That would be yeah, that's what it is. Nothing to be nervous about though, really. How's everyone's night? How was everyone's week? Anyone start Christmas shopping yet? Yes, Pippa, you guys are terrifying. Just kidding. I am working on our Christmas project, which is the nativity scene by Diamond Dots. It's the partial that we unboxed on when did we post that? Oh, sometime this past week. Brenda, you're already done and wrapped up? Wow. I haven't even started. I don't even know what to get anyone this year. I thought about just sending out Christmas cards and saying that's it because honestly, I'm not in the mood for Christmas. I just wish it would just blow right over and forget. Well, yeah, it's the whole stable. I mean, you have to get the whole scene. That's how you learn to loom knit. YouTube. Make Hank a scarf. Yeah, right. Hank wouldn't wear the scarf. He'd probably rip it to shreds. Black Friday broke my credit cards. I bet. I didn't. This is the first year in probably 8 years that I haven't been Black Friday shopping. Yeah, Dreamer, it is our first Christmas together, but emotionally, I'm not ready for Christmas. Long story, really. I mean, this is the first Christmas since having my kids that I won't be there with them, and it's kind of emotional for me. It's not that I don't like Christmas or anything, it's just I kind of don't feel, here. Here. I don't feel like all of me is here. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, but I'll watch it. Mystical. And this is the only clean shirt I had right now. I have to do laundry. It's not like the only clean shirt. It's the only decent clean shirt. How do I like the snow? It can go away. I don't like it at all. One, I don't have the proper footwear right this second, which I'm working on. And two, it's cold. And this little girl don't like cold. Okay, Brian, sounds good. I can't wait to see it. Hey, Brian, can you post a link to my Facebook group, please? Yes, definitely need good boots. I've been looking. I just haven't found a pair that I liked yet, that would do the right job. Hello, Jamie. I'm doing well, actually. I am. I mean, for the most part. Dave will be here soon, by the way. It's not just me. I mean, Hank's up here somewhere. I think he's just kidding. He's in his bed. Well, in the top of his roost here. Winnipeg missed out on the storm. Well, that's good. Hello, Caitlin. Has it, Dreamer? Wow. It's probably what? Yes, Auburn Ice. That one's a beautiful canvas. I want that one so bad. But the 310s in that one. Whew. Thank you, Brian. Wow, Beth. Really? Did you get any shopping done? Wait, didn't you just, yeah, you just, no, huh? I'm getting confused in the chat. Don't ignore me. Just ignore me. That's what happens when I'm by myself. I get a little scrambled brained. Oh, Brenda, I don't like shoveling either. This is the first time in like 10 years that I shoveled, and I did a poor job. It was awful. But hey, at least you can walk on the sidewalks now. Out front, anyways. I don't know. Or no, sorry, out back. Don't know about out front. Hi, Robin. Hi, Mrs. Coffee. He'll be here in a few minutes. Not DoorDash, but Bite Squad sent him another order when we weren't expecting it because he's supposed to be off by 8. But he'll be here soon. Aw, I'm sorry, Saphira's mama. That's not nice of that mean old puppy dog. I'm sure he didn't mean anything by it, though. Or she didn't mean anything by it. Jamie, that's a good one. That's a good one. How am I? I'm okay. Today's been an okay day. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm glad she likes her sweater. That's good. I love that she loves it. And I saw an adult size one that was similar to it. I can't remember what it said, but it had a huge old llama on it too. And I was like, I need to get it. But I didn't get it yet. Hi, Cynthia. Miss Coffee, am I still in your on your crap list for about the bent tips? uh, I love the blue and whites in that one though. That was beautiful. Hi, the coloring book nook. How are you? Which one am I looking for? A39. That's funny though. I mean, sorry, I find humor in that. The poor Chinaman bending tips. Hopefully those ones will last a lot longer though, Miss Coffee. I know the ones that I bent for Dave that and the other one that he bent aren't aren't too bad. I mean, granted you can't put pressure on them, otherwise they will, break, but I'm good, the Coloring Book Nook. Thank you for asking. Cookies and chili. I want some chili. I want chili. Ooh, we had chili. When did we have chili? A couple weeks ago we had chili. But I want more chili. That was good. I just want food. This girl's hungry. I mean, I ate at 1:30ish, but I was hungry again. Poor Chinaman. Yeah, odd but nice. That poor Chinaman. Let's all throw a heart up there for that Chinaman. It has to bend those stupid tips for us. That poor Chinaman. Trash. And I don't have my trash tray. Let me just pop it right there. Poor guy. Yeah, that poor little fella. I bet his hands hurt. I'm not laughing, I promise. All I can picture is that Chinaman just bending tips, throwing them, bending tips and throwing them. That must be a boring job. I can't imagine doing all that. I'm glad I'm not the only one laughing at the poor guy. I mean, I'm not laughing at him. I'm laughing at his work, but that sounds horrible. I'm just horrible. Hi, Crashly. How are you? Mrs. Coffee. That's epic. Oh my gosh. Poor fella. I can't. Oh, I can't. I'm okay. Today was an okay day. I can picture his tears. That poor fella. I bet you ain't even getting paid enough for that mess either. Why are we still going on about the poor Chinaman? Yeah, I want to know. Yeah, what Mystical said. How's little Maggie do? Does she have clothes on? Oh, it's true, Melissa. It's hilarious. That poor little Chinaman. She was 5 minutes morning pickup. I love footy pajamas. I need to get an adult pair. Wait, do those ones have footies? Those ones at Walmart. I don't think those ones have footsies. That's no fun at all. I still might get one though. Oh, nope, that's trash. Yeah, right. I couldn't do that with a straight face, Miss Coffee. I'd be laughing. Haha, that poor Chinaman. Oh God. Melissa, you just bending him. Oh my God. Oh, here he comes. I can't do it with a straight face either, y'all.
What?
That poor Chinaman. We've been talking about the Chinaman for a few minutes.
The Chinaman that bends the tip?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Allie. Who Chinaman? The Chinaman that bends the tips for all of us. That does, hold on, that does this. That does this all day long. That poor Chinaman.
He's got fingers of steel.
And like Melissa said, he's probably doing it with his chopsticks. Are you finally off the clock?
Yes.
Awesome.
I don't think my time with Bright Squad is going to be very long because I don't like somebody feeling like they own me.
Yeah. Don't buy the bent tips on AliExpress. Bend them yourselves. Exactly. I did mine on accident the first time. I was fidgeting with it because I was having a mini meltdown. Long story. So I was fidgeting with my pen and I kind of just went and I was like, oh snap, but it worked. We're good. Yeah, don't be a Mrs. Coffee and buy them on AliExpress. Don't be a Mrs. Coffee. Don't be a Mrs. Coffee and blame Amber for doing it. You know another bent tip trick. What? You must tell me them secrets, Allie. A subscriber asked you to. Do you do everything your subscribers ask you to do?
Yes, he does.
But we love Mrs. Coffee. We do. We love her. Even if she buys her bent tips on AliExpress, we still love her. Yes, usually. You are pretty bright. I mean, you smart. You's beautiful. You's perfect.
Okay. Whew.
Don't blame me. I didn't do it. This time I didn't do it. Any other time I probably would have. Just saying.
I'm just going to let her take over the live now. She's doing pretty good.
At least get some diamond painting done.
I've been driving on snowy roads all day.
And I've been just enjoying the rides.
Yeah, she's been just in there, wee, every time I slide around a corner.
It was fun. The first time I was like, whoa, what? And the second time I was like, wee. And after the fourth time, I was like, okay, get me home. I'm sick. Wee. Where is the video on this? You know what, Miss Coffee? I'll make one. It'll be 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's right. We wouldn't have Maggie stories if we didn't have a Mrs. Coffee.
That's very true, Mystical. And I love Maggie stories.
Oh. Let's see if I can finish off my second little section, or my first little section here. She's already working on her second and third over here. Well, second.
Second one, gonna be the third.
She's Miss Speedy Painter over here.
That's because I just place them down. If they're not straight, I go back and fix them, but I'm not. This has to be straight. This has to be straight. Now, if it was a squares, it'd be a different story.
You see, and I'm fixing them as I go.
I sort of am, but not really. Okay, Miss Coffee, just give her here. I'll take her. I might have to give her back in a few hours, but I'll take her. I want pumpkin pie. Brian, can you share? Are you good at sharing? I'm not good at sharing. I don't like to share. I'm just going to be honest. What are we working on, Dave?
We are working on our December project. It is an 85 by 100 Diamond Dots nativity scene, partial. I have the video up on our channel. We recorded the unboxing of it last week.
Miss Coffee said it wasn't just a nativity scene, it was the whole barn.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, it's big. The fabric size, the actual fabric size is 85 by 1. No, the actual fabric size is 94.5 by 110. But the design size is 85 by 100. And it's only a partial, so it's not a full drill.
I'll bet nice. I'll probably work on that tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes. I got a few pens I can use.
But I do like this one because it's round diamonds and it's partial, but it's got special shaped drills, rhinestones. It's got like a mix of all of them. The only thing it doesn't have is square.
Yes, please, Janie. If you can find me on Facebook, that'd be awesome. Just go to my group and you can find me there. Ooh, I may have to let you in my group. I forgot I have it private. Well, really request to join.
Yeah, you should really set that to public.
It's public, but it's request to join. Which I guess I could fix that, but the only thing is I don't ship international because, well, I haven't tried, but that's it. I just haven't tried. I was too nervous when I first started out, so I was like, U.S. only, blah, blah, blah. But I could make an exception to fix it, I guess, but I want chocolate. Don't let him fool you. I gave him treats. He likes to try to play us. One of us will give him treats, and then the other one will get up and go do whatever, and then he'll yell at us until we look at him, and he's begging for treats. He thinks he's going to get a double dose. Sharing is caring. It is, but I don't like to share, so I'm not caring, I guess.
Oh, Cynthia, the kids here don't know what a snow day is.
I'll send it to you. I would love some easy recipes.
We had 10 inches of snow last night, and everything here is life as usual. Matter of fact, I was driving Bite Squad yesterday during the peak of the snowfall and the snowstorm. Couldn't see more than a block up the street, and
I gotta hide the Hank booty. Sorry,
they didn't want me to go home. I was supposed to be done at 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and they kept me running until like 3.
Hank, burping baby. Okay.
And then tonight I was supposed to be done at 8, and they send me a message at 8 that says, "We really need you to stay past your scheduled time."
Now I'm never gonna get that right. Oh well, good enough.
And I'm like, nope. I have plans at 8, and this is my last delivery. I'm not liking Bite Squad any. With them, you're not a subcontractor like you are with like DoorDash or Lyft or something. you are a W-2 employee, and once they get you on the clock, they feel like they own you and can just keep you going until they feel like letting you go home. And I don't like that. I already have a job. I don't need a second full-time job.
Hankford.
Hankford. She's renaming my cat, y'all.
Brian, that sounds like a plan. Go ahead, get your snow boots on, and bring me some pumpkin pie and Dave some banana pudding. We'd be good. We'd be good friends.
Yeah, I need some banana pudding.
Here, can you put this over there so I can?
She promised me some banana pudding, and she ain't made no banana pudding yet.
I haven't had the time nor the money. But I will get double dipping. Hank, I'm not surprised. True. He's a little fatty. He wants more food right now, and I told him no. And then he thinks he's going to yell to his daddy that he's going to get some. That ain't the case.
Yeah, we're going to try to fix this. They can't see you over there, though.
It's all good. They can watch you down and paint for me.
You're going to lower it down. Try to. You just have to spread the legs out a little farther. That ain't working. Sorry, y'all. Yeah, making you sick, I know. Oh, that's too far. Well, that's the best we get.
We need to get a better camera setup, but it's okay for now.
We do need a better camera setup.
Oh. I like banana pudding too, but
we would have to go way up here. Like that.
Will it fit on your tower up there?
It might if we move the modem back.
We'll have to try that another time, y'all.
It's really tough to get both of us in the screen here. And now my...
Oh, thanks, Brenda. She said, Hank's so cute with mommy.
He tries.
He tries. I think he just wants more food. And that ain't going to happen right now.
Hold on.
Ooh, master plan has got something brewing in there.
I don't know about that. But if I put this over here, maybe, just maybe.
He said, wow.
Give me another
Harbor Freight?
Another Harbor Freight. I have a couple of them, actually.
Oi. How many more?
Just one. There we go. Now,
oh, let me get your coffee.
There. Ha! I fixed it.
Here's your coffee.
Oh, she made me coffee while I was gone.
Mm-hmm. Too sweet?
Mm-mm.
Just right. Perfect.
Perfect. Okay, now you can get the whole thing of both of us. Hi, Mrs. Coffee. Yes, I'm home. Trying to get that way, Pippa.
What? Can you guys hear me from back here?
You should be able to. This mic is pretty sensitive. She
Awesome.
said yes.
Cool beans. Pippa said, what did you just say? You're Southern, of course we can't. Hey, technically I'm a Yankee. I was just the past 10 years in the South.
But you picked up the Southern accent. So.
Yeah, probably.
And you've picked up the Southern accent and the Southern traditions and Southern cooking and. Yay.
Wait, Miss Cobb, you trying to say I got a big mouth? I just caught that. Special effects.
Anything over 2 years, you're Southern, Miss Coffee says. That's
okay.
Right. She's right.
Then I'm Southern. Because I was there for like 10.
I lived there for 13.
So that makes you Southern then.
Did Shauna pop in yet?
Not that I've seen.
If my daughter Shauna pops in, y'all, make sure you wish her a happy birthday. Today is her 21st birthday.
21. I remember that. Jamie says the clouds are my favorite part about the out west. They are so close to the ground and cast shadows. They don't do that here.
Yeah, because out west, well, when you get out over Wyoming and parts of Montana, you're at such high altitude that it feels like you're up among the clouds, even though the clouds are still at the same altitude they are when you're at a lower altitude. But they just seem so much closer because you're higher up. It's really interesting. I remember that when I was driving truck and driving out west, especially in Wyoming. Wyoming is like our highest altitude state besides Colorado.
I got called a wizard for using tweezers for these biggins.
A wizard?
Mm-hmm. I think Odd called me a wizard for using tweezers. Was it you, Odd but Nice? Who called me a wizard for using tweezers while diamond painting? I think it was Odd but Nice.
I always said I have mad respect for somebody who sits and places drills with tweezers because I couldn't do it. It would take me a year to finish a diamond painting if I had used tweezers.
If I could find my rounded ones, which are around here somewhere, I could place these drills pretty easy. That's how I did my first diamond painting, my first square diamond painting. It was all tweezers. I couldn't use the pen because the pen made my hand cramp too bad.
Okay, I keep hearing about this death by bunnies. I've got to figure out what in the world death by bunnies is. What is death by bunnies?
I don't know. I've never heard it until just now. Where are my rounded tweezers? What?
What in the world was that?
I have no idea.
Somebody broke something.
Weren't me.
I hear kids squealing. That can't be good.
Should I peek out the window?
That ain't in the window. That's here in the building.
I heard it out the window. Hank.
He's looking out the window now.
Yeah, I don't know where my rounded tweezers went. Oh, you know what? That's because they're probably on my tray over there with my multi tray. Hank sees something.
Hank always sees something.
Hank's nosy. Tells you they were over there.
There. Yes, y'all, I'm sitting here straightening these drills one by one because I'm very OCD.
Mine are not as straight as Dave's.
There, that section's done.
Miss Coffee gave you a link.
Oh.
We'll have to go through the replay and look at it. Oh, no, here. Duh. Hold on, I can get it. I'm gonna mark the fire. Okay, Jamie, sounds good.
I think I have the same thoughts he's having. What did I just watch?
We'll have to watch the rest of it later.
I don't think there's very much more to it than that.
It's 22 minutes long. There's something else.
Is there 22 minutes of him just staring at the screen like that? Mrs. Coffee, if you like something like that, there's a guy called Gray Still Plays here on YouTube. And I love watching his. All he does is he plays the independent games on Steam, simulation games like Farming Simulator and Life Simulator and The Sims and stuff like that. And he does his best to just try to screw things up as much as he possibly can.
Ooh. Okay.
I have to remember him then. I have to check him out when I'm not living. Yeah. Oh, they're not straight. Ugh. You drive me nuts. I can see the curve in the drills. I don't like it.
Don't look at my section then. Okay. Messages sent to YouTube. Okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Gray Still Plays does like simulation games. He does some of them are just unfinished games, and they're like you have to make a choice, and your choices determine the outcome. Kind of like the old Oregon Trail, but like with modern life stuff. And he tries to make all the wrong choices so he can die the most horrible death or something like that. It's hilarious.
Can I borrow A17?
Yes, I'm done with A17.
Awesome.
Well, for now, I mean, I could rip this section off and do all the A17 in that
Excuse
section.
me, Hank. Wait, you still have this.
Oh, I still do have that section. Okay, here.
I just need a little bit.
You use the, yeah.
Excuse me, Hankford.
She done renamed my cat Hankford. Really?
He doesn't like the smell of coffee. Okay. Get out of my coffee. Now he's going to come bother you. Hey.
Man, what are these people upstairs doing?
Walking around, I guess.
We got people upstairs. This girl, you know, not judging, she got green hair, like bright neon green hair. And she's always got guys over, and they're always noisy up there. And it ain't the noises you think she would be making with guys up there. It sounds like they wrestling, like
Or rearranging the living room.
yeah, or
heavily.
rearranging the living room,
Very heavily.
like really loud thuds and bangs and noises and walking constantly, and
Almost like they're body slamming each other.
they got this little yappy dog that never shuts up. And she's got the dog, like sometimes you won't hear the dog for like a week or so. And I talked to my landlord about it because a lot of people have complained about this little yappy dog. And he was like, yeah, I talked to her about it. And the reason why the dog went away was because she's got joint custody of the dog with her ex. And it was his week with the dog.
Okay. That's not weird at all. It's Fight Club. Yeah, that's exactly Miss Coffee. The coloring book note said kinky.
Hank, really? Doesn't taste good, does it?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, Jamie's doing the Starry Night Santa, and she's not quite a fan of it.
You're not a fan of the Starry Night Santa? Oh, I
think it's because it's the squares.
I love my Starry Night Santa.
And she's having a lot of little nibs on the...
Yeah, I had a lot of trash in mine, too. For whatever reason, that one had a lot of trash for a DAC. I haven't done my post review on it yet because my frame will probably be here tomorrow, and I'm going to do the post review and frame it and seal it all in one video.
Tomorrow or Tuesday?
Oh yeah, the frame got to Fargo yesterday, so it should be here theoretically tomorrow, but it has not left Fargo yet according to tracking. So, but yet something else that was on its way here just bypassed Fargo and came straight here, or it made it to Fargo and left already, but my frame just is still sitting in Fargo.
Hank is always up here. It's just Hank. This is Hank's apartment. We just pay the bills and do everything.
Yeah, we just live here with his permission.
Cynthia's getting sleet.
You can keep it. We got enough snow yesterday and last night.
About 10 inches. It's crazy. This girl ain't used to it. I'm gonna go back where it's warm. Where I thought 32 degrees was cold. I'm gonna go back where it's warm.
Back where you thought 32 was cold.
Yeah, 32 is warm.
32 is t-shirt weather.
Oh, yay, Beth. It's snowing there now. Yay.
32 is t-shirt weather.
Oh, I noticed.
There were some guys out today. I don't think she saw them. I didn't point them out. But they were shoveling. They were shoveling snow in shorts and a tank top.
Yeah, I saw one guy walk up into the sandwich joint, running with a hat on his head, but he was wearing a t-shirt and shorts. But he had his hat on, his beanie. Did what scare me? The snow? Nah, I'm used to it. I mean, I haven't been in it the past 10 years, but before living in the South, we were from Idaho, so we had a lot of snow too.
Oh yeah, Jamie. Yeah, that one is kind of slow going until you get up near where the tops of the trees are, and it's got like a ton of color blocking up there. But the bottom part is like a lot of confetti, and of course on Santa and the reindeer, there's a lot of confetti there. But yeah, it is kind of slow going. I'll give you that. But yeah, Cynthia, no, it wasn't just you with the trash. But Hank, it's not food.
Allie says she's starting from the top. That's probably a good idea. The top is more color blocking.
This isn't food, buddy. It's not food. I promise. Oh.
Hank. He wants birthing baby position, and he's pushing the canvas off the table.
Oh, okay. Gotta hop down, buddy. Ugh. He's a mess. He is a mess. He's silly. No, he's gonna go over to his water and drink now.
That's because no, he's playing in it. He just put his paw in it and licking it off his paw. I just gave him fresh water too. He's just playing in it.
No, he's drinking now.
Is he?
Yeah.
He had to make sure it was good water, not poison.
I guess.
Mama wouldn't poison you. It might be too cold though, because I had it full blast on cold.
Well, if you put it on anything but full blast on cold, our water here is so hot it'll take your skin off.
No, yeah, when you put it on full hot. But I didn't put it on room temperature type. It was on freezing cold. So that's probably why he didn't drink any at first.
Yeah, when I moved in here, I started washing dishes one day, and I had it on hot because I've always taught you wash and rinse hot so it doesn't leave any spots. And I had it on hot, and I stuck my hand in there, and it about took my skin off. It was so hot. I think I measured the temperature of our hot water one time. It's like 165 degrees.
Jeez.
Yeah,
one day they're going to come down through the ceiling, and that ain't going to be pretty. You have the holy hot water too, huh? Says Mrs. Coffee.
We do. I think it's a northern thing because I remember back in the mid 90s, right after I got out of college, or late 90s, I had a friend of mine that lived in Wisconsin, up around Green Bay area. And we were doing some work in Chicago for our company. And we had the weekend off. And he said, why don't you come hang out up in my hometown for the weekend? And I'm like, okay. And we went up there, and I went to go take a shower, and I turned the hot water on up there, and it was like that. I think they do that on purpose because it gets so cold.
Miss Coffee says, I tell Mr. Coffee I love my shower super hot when taking, or I love my water super hot when taking showers. I tell him it's to wash my sins away. And then Brian says, Dave and Amber, do you want to build a snowman?
The snow we have out here is not snowman snow. This is that loose, powdery skiing snow. If we were going skiing, it'd be perfect.
Yeah, that busted my butt on it a couple times.
I'm not happy with that. That is not straight.
What?
I can't get them all straight and nice again when I'm.
If they fall through, just hope they're not. Right, Brian? Yeah, that'd be awkward on both parties.
There. Still not straight, but closer.
Don't even come looking at mine.
Yeah, I hope they're not. I don't know what they're doing up there. I never know. My landlord told me that he doesn't really want them here, but he doesn't have any reason to evict them yet. And he's asked me to keep track of what time they start making noise. And if it becomes after like 11 o'clock and they're still making noise, to call the cops so he can have a police report. But I don't want to be that guy.
Hank?
What do you want?
He wants leather.
What do you want?
Come here, Hank. Come on. I'll put you in burping baby position.
That's all he wanted.
Yep, he's purring. He's kind of squishing up. Okay, we're good.
Okay, here, you can have the rest of these. I don't need them. I'm done with those now.
I'm burping a Hank. I'm literally
You better
trying.
watch it because he doesn't burp, he farts.
If he farts, I'll just hand him to you. And then blow all the stink that way. Yeah, leaky spot. Leaky spot. Oh, there's the leaky spot.
He does. He has a spot on his back where you scratch him.
Ow!
And he'll start licking your hand or licking his front paws.
Ow.
But it's only when you scratch him in that spot. So we call it the licky spot because that's what it makes him do.
Goodbye, Hanker.
He's going to sniff your coffee.
Just don't spit in it.
All right, I'm ready for my next section.
Excuse me.
No, I'm not. Hank.
Hank, I don't want your butt on my face. Which one are you after?
What
shape? What number?
It's,
The box?
no, the little left pointing thing, 835.
You have that?
Yeah, I got 3 of them right there.
Oh. Excuse me, Hank.
He's taking over.
He's all in my sticky. Ouch!
He don't like it. He done clawed her up in the back.
Ow! And then he flops down like he didn't do anything. Turn.
Now I'm ready for my next section. There.
Anyone have traveling plans for Christmas?
Allie, I'm going to tell you now, Hank is silent but deadly.
God.
You will not hear it, but as soon as he gets curled up and relaxed in your lap, he lets them loose, and it is the most horrific smell ever. I've run myself out of a room farting before, but nothing like Hank.
Is he worse than a skunk? Is he worse than a skunk?
Yes.
Ew. Excuse me.
If you want to lay down, you can lay down up here, but not
Is that okay? Right here?
right there is good. Yeah, you can lay down right there. It's a good spot. He's found his spot.
Turd. I like how I just bust out of it.
All right, what color am I after?
A05.
805. 05s? Okay, I'll do 05s.
Do you need a tweezer?
No, because with these, a multiplacer picks them up very well. See?
I try to place them with multiplacer and
A multiplacer picks them up very well.
I'd rather place them with tweezers. Tweezers. Ooh.
Four placer is good for just about everything. And if you need to move it around, you got to use your tip or a pair of tweezers.
Odd but nice, that's very true. All cats are silent but deadly. What do you say, Clark? Excuse you. Psst. This is mine. Beth, he likes, if you're still in here, just know Hank likes those minders too. That's what he's playing with. He's trying to play with it. My boy Ace does that too. Says odd. I'm assuming she's still talking about farting. Silent but deadly.
Well, Allie, don't stab yourself with the tweezers.
Well, Killian Jones is supposed to have earrings, so I don't blame the girl for trying to put it on her dog. Did he let her do it? Or did he get, don't mess with me type? Hey, Brian, tell Dave about that knitting thing that you're doing. All dogs let Maggie do anything to them. That's right, a girl that can take control.
They probably know that they don't stand a chance against her.
Who were I was talking to Brian. Oh, Beth, the minders. Hank likes the daisy one. He's over here playing with it. He's just playing with it, watching it spin. I wish I could show you. Let me see the camera.
Well, now he's going to stop. No. Now he's going to try to eat it.
He's just watching it spin. Oh, and there you got it. I put it back and he's doing it again.
I swear it's like having a toddler.
Yeah, he's very toddler-like. Hey, please stop. Stop. Mine.
Oh, Beth says you're in her car with her and she didn't quite hear you.
Oh. Drive safe wherever you're going, Beth.
Oh, look, we got a little trash piece of
Stop. That's mine.
That's cute.
What?
A little trash piece of the little.
Oh, it's a little pearl.
It's like a little pearl, yeah.
Ow! Human abuse.
We haven't been around all day. We've been out doing DoorDash since 2:00, so Hank is like trying to catch up on people time, or not DoorDash, but Bite Squad. So Hank's catching up on his people time. We're going to freak him out. As soon as he touches it, turn it off and watch him flip out and wonder where the hell it went. He's like, I caught it. Now what do I do with it? Don't put it on your leg, because he will claw into your leg trying to get it. Loom knitting is like knitting but easier. And oh, you're very welcome, Coloring Book Nook. And have a great night, and thanks for stopping in.
I'll have to give it a try, Beth and Brian. Like I said, I tried, the needle knitting thing, and I failed. That was an epic fail. Like, forget that. And I love to crochet. I just haven't.
I can't do more than one craft at a time, or I get confused, and then I just get overwhelmed, and I don't do any.
Before I got addicted to diamond painting, like I said, I was addicted to crocheting, and I did it for like a year and a half straight. I did this massive Alabama blanket, like king size Alabama shade, the red, the crimson red, the white, the dark gray.
Hi, Drea.
Hi, Drea. And I did that for my father-in-law, and he uses it in the back of his chair so the cats don't claw up his chair. It only took me like 2 months to do it, too. I was crocheting really fast. What are you looking for?
842. I found it.
I'm going to have to show you a pattern I want to try, Jamie. He lost interest. They're little dragon scale gloves. More for decoration purposes, not for staying warm, but they're pretty cool.
They're stomping around up there again.
Drea says, as well as I can be, thanks for asking. You get any diamond painting done lately, Drea? That seems to help me when I'm kind of in a mental funk. Granted, I'm different position than you are in, but it seems to help. I gotta get going. You folks have a great night, says Miss Coffee. Thanks for joining in, Miss Coffee. Say a little prayer for that Chinaman tonight.
Poor little guy's fingers are probably sore.
No, he's using chopsticks.
It's possible.
Yes, I did a little on Dark Times, and it kitted up Rainbow Rose to work on in bed. My back was killing me at my desk. Which one's Dark Times? Have you seen that one?
No.
Is that one of the Diamond Art Club one? Drea? All prayers for the Chinaman, she said. Yes, it's the castle one from Diamond Art Club. Okay, I'll have to look at that one. I don't remember seeing that one. Then again, I haven't really been on the website. So, but I'll look at it.
Better not use my computer to go to the website, because I've got a surprise ordered for her that.
Oh, no, I won't.
And it automatically logs me in when we go to the site. So
The only thing I really use for his computer, on his computer is YouTube. And even then, I really don't use it. I put Hank's little birds on. Yes, I'm that type that likes to diamond paint and quiet.
Mm-mm.
It's on sale for $24.99 and it's huge.
Oh.
She said.
I spent too much on Diamond Art Club this weekend that I shouldn't have spent, but I had ordered I ordered the Rose and the Mama Knows Best, and I was looking at Diamond Art Club yesterday and I realized, well, damn, I'm only $1.98 from Ruby. So I went into the clearance section, and of course I had one of the text message buy one get one text messages with the code in it, and I did a buy one get one on a couple of clearance items that were $9.99 just so I could get my Ruby status.
And he won't tell me what they are.
No, because they're a surprise for you.
Ooh, for me.
Of course I'm not going to tell you what they are. They're a surprise.
Well, this counts as my birthday then.
You're going to be surprised when you get them.
I was surprised you even bought them in the first place. So I'm like, what?
You think I was going to sit there for another 30 days and only have to spend $1.98?
I mean, no, that's not what I thought. You were getting them for you, not for me. I wasn't expecting that. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Drea, see, yeah. She knows what I'm talking about. She was only $5 from Diamond, so she's like, screw it, might as well.
Okay, Brian, I'll check it out after the live. See, I'm still so low on the totem pole in there. I'm not even a sapphire yet. I think I lack like $1, $2. Or was it $5? I can't remember.
All my special shapes are done.
I just know I'm not there yet. So. Does it start over at the beginning of the year or something?
You keep your status for a year, but then you have to spend the same amount the next year in order to keep it at the end of the next year.
Well,
these are so pretty. I love these.
I can't see chat.
They're little gold special shaped drills, and they're really sparkly and shiny. Well, I know when I go there, it says that I am Ruby status until December 31st, 2020. So I guess that tells me that I have to spend enough to keep my Ruby status before then.
Good night, Allie.
Good night, Allie. Thanks for stopping in. Have a good week. We'll probably see you before then, though. We were going to go live Thanksgiving, but we kind of just got caught up in doing stuff. And
well, you just answered my question, she said.
Dang, Pippa. Time to slow down a little bit.
I haven't had the chance to buy all the canvases I wanted from Diamond Art Club, but that's okay.
I don't think I'll ever see Diamond from them, but maybe I will. I don't know. Well, hello, Crafting with Christy.
Hi. I've got 4 canvases I bought from them. The first one I ever bought, which I'm kind of sad that I bought that one. I love it, and it's a beautiful painting, don't get me wrong, but I've been having so many issues with it. And it's nothing that Diamond Art Club can fix because it was my doings. But it was Mandy Manzano's Hello Beastie. The glue was too gluey at the time, and then when I left the cover uncovered for a little while, like suggested, my cat decided he was going to walk all over it and ruin it. And by cat, the cat I'm talking about was a sprayer.
It's okay, Christy. I was late to my own live. She had to start it for me. I was out doing Bite Squad, and they didn't want to let me go home. I was scheduled until 8 o'clock, but I told dispatch, like, when I first logged in, I was like, look, I got to be off. I've got plans at 8. And they texted me back, we'll see how it goes. Thank you.
Not and even then, a full thank you. It was TY.
Yeah, just a TY. And then I finished up an order, or I had to go pick one up nearby the house. So I dropped her off at the house and said, go ahead and start the live, and I'll be there as soon as I finish this order up. And I finished that order up, and I was only a couple blocks away from here. So I came home, and it didn't send me another one right away. And I had already put in requests for my last order. And it didn't send me one right away. And then as soon as I got home and got my jacket off and she was getting the camera set up to go live, it sent me another order. And then when I was on my way to pick it up, they sent me a text that said, we're still really busy and we could really use your help staying on past your scheduled time. Thanks in advance. Which means basically we're going to send you orders until you just tell us to stop. And so I texted him back, said, look, I have plans at 8. This is my last order. I can go home after this one. I'm not sticking around all night because I've been out there 6 hours a day already. And
the thing is, Pippa, I don't want to do all that work over again. I'm halfway through that canvas. If I can do the rest, it'd be gold. But I just got so frustrated with it that I had to put it away because I was not enjoying it. But it's not anything, really wrong with the canvas. It's just
a cat peed on it.
Well, I got that off. I mean, it's clean and everything. I was basically throwing a hissy fit over it, like I did that one last night. But the one last night I threw away.
Yeah, she threw a canvas away last night. She was only like a quarter of the way done with it, and she threw it away.
Well, that one I had so many issues with to start with, and it was my bad luck canvas, and I just said to hell with it and threw the sucker away after. A tantrum. Literally a tantrum.
Yeah, Christy, I'm not a fan of Bite Squad. I just started working with them. I've been doing DoorDash and Lyft, and I just signed up with Skipcart, which is another, you're basically your own boss with those. But Bite Squad, you're actually a W-2 employee with them, and they feel like they own you the minute you clock in. It's you're scheduled for a shift. Like you may be scheduled from 2 to 8. But you'll never get off at 8 o'clock. They'll just keep sending you orders until they feel like letting you go home. Yeah, you missed it, Christy. He was up here earlier eating my pen, or trying to, and he was playing with the little daisy minder here and spinning it around and just getting into everything on the desk.
Okay, so it's not quite half done, but it's a good bit.
Aussie girl, it's my vape, and I am working on, you're laying it right in my sticky.
It's good.
Okay.
It's the Hello Beastie one, and I was having too many issues with it. I love it, though. But I was mad at it, so I put it away, and I never pulled it back out.
Drea, DoorDash and Lyft, you're basically your own boss. You get a 1099 at the end of the year. So basically, whatever you make, you keep at the end of the night. You take that home, but you're responsible for your own taxes on it. And they send you a 1099. So it's like basically you're self-employed with those. But Bite Squad is a payroll. You're making $3 and something an hour plus tips, and then they give you so much per delivery on reimbursement for using your own vehicle. And yeah, it's great. I made $100 in 6 hours today, but I mean, I don't like the fact that they feel like they own you because you're on a payroll, and that they can just make you do whatever, even though you're scheduled to a certain time, you expect to get off then, and then they're like, oh no, we're just going to keep you running. Yesterday, it was snowing its ass off. I couldn't see more than a block down the street. It was piling up in the street so bad that you couldn't drive in it. I mean, I was like just sliding around corners without even trying, and you couldn't get up to speed because you're just spinning tires with your foot on the floor going like 10 miles an hour. And I was supposed to be out from 11 to 1, and they didn't stop sending me orders until 3 p.m. when I finally told them I need to go home. They'll just keep sending you orders. They don't care about your scheduled time, even though you're supposed to only work to your scheduled time. And I don't like that. I like to go home when I'm supposed to, especially in a nasty snowstorm like yesterday.
Christy, the issues I was having with it was the glue was too sticky. And when I contacted them, they said that it was not cured enough before it was packed up and shipped. So just to leave it uncovered for a little while. And when I left it uncovered, dumb me, didn't lock the cats up first. Dumb me. And the cat decided it was going to walk all over it and pee all over it. So when I cleaned it up, I cleaned the canvas up, got the pee off of it. And I was just too frustrated to go back into it. And I just put it up. And I had popping drills as well, which is the way I was placing them down. It wasn't, again, Diamond Art Club's fault. It was just the way I was placing them down.
Aussie girl, vaping is smoking alternative. It's a harmless vapor. It's vegetable glycerin and propylene glycol mixed together with some flavoring and a little bit of nicotine. And it keeps you from smoking cigarettes, which are very harmful to your health and will end up killing you. So that's what vaping is. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's very flavorful. Like this juice I'm using now is, if it'll focus on it. Strawberry margarita. No, Crafty Kitty, that was a viral Facebook post that was going around. There is actually no such thing as popcorn lung. The guy that had popcorn lung worked in a popcorn factory, and they said that a chemical in the butter flavoring caused him to have emphysema. But what that study and what that thing didn't say was that he smoked like 2.5 packs a day. So, I think that kind of contributed to his emphysema. Yeah, Drea, this company here, it's called Hometown Heroes. You can look them up online. It's just called Hometown Hero. If the thing will focus. My local shop here sells it. A portion of the proceeds go to Wounded Warriors. And they've got several really good flavors. My favorite ones are the Sticky Buns ice cream and the strawberry margarita. And those are in the Laser Wolf line of the Hometown Heroes. But they have a lot of their Hometown Hero line that is really, really good too. Yeah, some states are doing it because they had a knee-jerk reaction to the people that were getting the black market underground jewel pods for CBD, or not CBD, but for THC pods. and they were being made in somebody's basement, and they were adding some sort of vitamin E to it, I think, or something that was causing people to have lung issues, and several people died. But those were Juul pods. I personally don't mess with Juul, but as long as you're buying the pods from the store, there shouldn't be a problem with them. It's just that people were buying black market ones online, and they were killing themselves with them. And so all these states jumped into a knee-jerk reaction on vaping because of it.
Look at what Brian's doing.
Oh, wow.
Brian, what is this again? What were you making, a hat?
Crafty Kitty, propylene glycol is not antifreeze. Ethylene glycol is antifreeze. And popcorn lung, there's only been one known case of popcorn lung, and it was one guy that worked in a popcorn factory who developed emphysema. But they tried to blame it on some kind of a chemical in the flavoring, the butter flavoring, and I can't remember what it was called. But when that came out, yes, that chemical was in most butter and cream flavorings and custard flavorings, and they immediately found out which supplier had that particular chemical in that flavoring, and pretty much every vape manufacturer out there stopped using that supplier for that flavoring.
He is, Christy. He's very comfortable. Laying right in the sticky spots. He don't care.
I use my own personal experience with vaping to tell people about it. I was diagnosed with COPD after 22 years of a pack and a half a day. I was a volunteer firefighter. I went on a call. I started hyperventilating after doing some strenuous work at a fire scene, and I was put off duty until I got myself checked out. And I ended up going to a pulmonologist, a cardiologist. I had scans. I had all kinds of heart and lung function tests done. And I was at about 80% lung function. The doctor told me to quit smoking, and I did. I was having a hard time quitting because, it's really hard to quit cold turkey. And Chantix worked for me, but I couldn't afford it at the time. So an ex-girlfriend of mine at the time said, you know what? I quit smoking. I'm using vaping. And she said, you might want to try it. So I did. And it helped keep me off the cigarettes. But at the same time, now I've been vaping 6 years, and my lung function tests are now back up to normal non-smoker levels. So if somebody tries to tell me that it's going to hurt my lung function, I'm probably going to tell them no, it's not. Well, see, this is an e-cigarette, Crafty Kitty. This is considered an e-cig, as is.
Hold up, I gotta find it.
She's got to find it. We've got a Views, we've got a Juul around here, and those are e-cigs as well. But the Juul and the Views are manufactured by tobacco companies to be an alternative to this type of vaping. And it's getting it really popular with the college kids, especially the college kids that have never smoked a day in their life are picking up Juul because it's cool.
I lost it.
And that's where a lot of the backlash is coming from, because a lot of these parents are like, oh, well, it's these kids wouldn't know about it if it wasn't marketed to them, and the flavoring markets to kids. And no, you can't buy flavored e-juice without having an ID and proving you're 18. And if a gas station is selling it to kids, then that gas station needs to be dealt with, not the vaping industry.
I misplaced it. It's actually probably still in the car.
But I just like the flavor at this point. I mean, I'm still doing very, very, very low concentrations of nicotine. I'm like one step above zero. Yes, the black market cartridges, Beth. That's what was causing it. Yeah. This is a Vuse. This is an e-cigarette as well.
The Juul is in the car.
And this is made by, the Vuse is actually made by the tobacco company. One of the tobacco companies makes the Vuse. And their biggest competitor with Vuse is Juul.
Which I have one, it's in the car.
And that is also made by tobacco companies. One is made by R.J. Reynolds, and the other one's made by the ones that make Marlboro. What is it? I can't remember which one. One's made by the company that made Winston, and one's made by the company that made Marlboro. That's why I don't mess with those so much, because I don't trust tobacco companies. Very true, Drea. And I mean, my cousins smoked when they were like 13 or 14. They started smoking because they got cigarettes from their friends. And when my aunt found out about it, she was like, you know what? I would much rather you do it in front of me than behind my back. And she bought them their cigarettes. But then again, back in those days, I can remember my babysitter sending me to the store with $1.50 and telling me to get her a box of Marlboro Reds. So, you know, back in those days, it wasn't a big deal. They didn't pass the law that you had to be 18 to buy cigarettes until I was like 21. So, yeah, Philip Morris. That's the other company, Beth. Thank you. Oh, what am I going to work on now? Let's work on the little squares. Which one is the little squares? A39. Let's do that one next. The only thing I don't like about this one is, I mean, other than the people's robes, it's so muted in color. It's just a lot of browns and golds and beiges. There's not a ton of color to this one. Wow, what state are you in, Cynthia? I'm thinking it's probably the West Coast somewhere. Massachusetts. Oh, well, East Coast. Okay. Oh, I remember when I was truck driving, I used to go to New York, and you always knew to take enough cigarettes to get you in and out of the state in New York, because that was back in the early 2000s. Cigarettes in New York were ridiculous. It was like $8 for a pack of Marlboros back then. I can only imagine what they are in New York now.
Drea says her aunt used to pay in cigarettes to babysit.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my babysitter used to send me up to the store because she didn't feel like going, and she lived right next to a campground that had a store, and she would send me walking over to the campground store with $1.50 and like, go in and tell them you want a pack of Marlboro Reds in a box. And I was like, okay. I go in there and lay the $1.50 up on the counter. I could hardly even see over the counter.
Hey, you've got an hour.
That little grandbaby is growing up like a weed.
She's so adorable.
Brian. And her older sister just loves being a big sister. And she's trying to be helpful. Which is odd, because most of the time, kids, especially ones that are used to being the only child, don't really take well to a new baby. But Briley really is. She's really taken.
My oldest loved her baby brother until baby brother started getting into her things. And then she's like, no, Take him back. Put him back. I don't want him. I'm like, child, I can't put him back where you come from. He won't fit. But now they get along pretty well. From what I see, anyways.
Except that Erica tries to be little mommy.
She is. She's little mama. Little turd. She's always been that way, though. Mom, Jimmy needs a diaper change. Mom, Jimmy needs a bottle.
Crafty Kitty, do you drink bottled drinks?
Huh?
Because bottled drinks, a lot of them contain PG. It's actually a sugar alcohol. And it's in a lot of bottled drinks. A lot of juices have it in there as a natural sweetener. It is an FDA approved food additive. Now, granted, I agree with lung doctors in the sense of the only thing you should really inhale is air. I get that. That's probably the healthiest alternative. However, in today's world, the air quality is probably just as bad as smoking anyway.
True.
I lived in San Diego. I remember you go outside of town and you look back towards the city and all you see is a brown cloud over top of the city. And LA was just as bad. You had mountains in LA you couldn't even see some days because the smog was so bad.
Beth said she was buying them at 12.
Oh, you just water. Okay. You're buying them at 12. Yeah, that's about when I was walking up to the store and buying them too. That's when my babysitter was sending me. Yes, I had a babysitter at 12 because my mom was one of those moms that didn't believe I needed to stay home alone.
I was a babysitter at 12. We'd go babysit our little cousins. And by little cousins, I mean like 8, 9 years old. It was pointless. I think Mom just got us together so she can do her thing and Aunt do her thing, you know?
I was good to stay home alone after school, but when it came time for like Saturdays and she had to work on Saturdays, then I'd go to a babysitter for the day.
She didn't want you in trouble.
Well, she knew I was going to get into trouble. That was the thing, because I was a bad kid.
I was the worst one of us 3. I was the crap starter.
I was a horrible kid. I did things I still regret. Like the worst thing I did was my mom had like a bunch of old silver coins, like silver 50-cent pieces and silver quarters. And she kept them in a teapot on top of the china cabinet. And I knew they were there. I didn't realize what their value actually was. And I was into collecting baseball cards, and my mom was into collecting them with me. She would sit down with me and help me sort through them and all that and keep track of the values on the baseball cards and everything. And one day when she went to work, I got into the teapot full of coins, and I went to the store in town. I rode my bike into the store in town, and I bought an unopened sealed box of wax packs of baseball cards with all of her silver coins.
Mm-hmm. I've done that once with 50 cents.
Yeah, Melissa, that's almost what happened to me too.
What? Mom did too. And took them and bought some makeup with them. She about killed me. I believe it. I did that to my dad's 50-cent pieces. And let's just say me and the belt was friends that day.
My mom didn't use a belt. She used a yardstick.
Did she break it over your butt?
She could reach out and touch you with the yardstick. She didn't have to get close. I watched her when she was in her late 50s, early 60s, and that woman chased me around the yard with the yardstick one time.
She probably didn't even move 2 feet, did she?
No, she chased me all over. We had a 3-acre yard, and she chased me all over that yard. I made the mistake of running into the house and jumping in the bathtub and trying to shut the door behind me. And she busted through that door with that yardstick, and she let me have it while I was laying there curled up in the bathtub.
Yep. Never run into a closed place because they will get you. You think you're safe behind that door, but nope, you ain't.
See, Crafty Kitty, I'm not like that. I just drink whatever tastes good at the moment. I don't even check ingredients anymore. No, my mom didn't have any of the silver certificate bills. If she did, she didn't keep them with the silver 50-cent pieces and stuff.
She hid them from your thieving self.
Welcome back, Mystical. Somebody got a car running outside with
Yeah.
They got a squeaky belt. They need to fix their belt. I need to keep a watch outside because I'm expecting any day now the repo man going to show up for my car.
Yeah. Soon. We're going to get it soon.
Well, I'm making that payment Tuesday.
Yeah.
I'm a little behind on my car payments. I'm still behind on my bills after that wreck I had back in March. And like I'm constantly keeping the car just on the edge of repo status. Well, Brian, what happened was I had the wreck while I was driving Lyft, and your regular insurance will not cover you during the time period from the time you accept the ride until you drop the passenger off. You have to use Lyft has their own insurance that they carry on you for that period of time. And the problem is Lyft's insurance deductible is $2,500. And I had to pay that $2,500 just to get my car in the shop. And then after it had been in the shop for like 2 weeks, they called me and said, we haven't fixed your car yet because we're waiting to hear back from the insurance company to see if they want to total it. So they heard back. They said it's totaled. Well, I had to turn the rental in that I had, and they gave me back the $2,500 because of they were totaling it. But then I had to pay $500 of that towards the rental. And then after I turned the rental in, they called me back up and they're like, oh, there's a chip in the windshield we need to replace. So there's another $500 you owe us. So I gave them back another $500. I had paid my rent because it was behind because I went in debt to pay the $2,500. So I ended up paying my rent out of part of what was left, and the rest of what was left over went towards the new car for a down payment. And I've just been behind on everything since then. Hello, Mr. Crafty Kitty. And hello, Drea. You were dumb and tried to block the belt with your hands. Yeah, that would hurt. Yeah. I did that with a switch one time.
I've done that once, and the metal piece hit my elbow, And every now and then, when I lean on my elbow just right, I still feel that.
Beth, I can start doing super chats as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I am at 800 and something right now. I think I haven't checked lately.
Bye, Odd But Nice.
Oh, see you later, Odd But Nice. Hey, Nina.
Yes, ma'am. I'll message you as soon as I'm done, and I'll look in there and see if I have them.
Beth, I did too. I grew up on hose water. Oh my lord.
Oh, hose water was the best water, I feel like. It had that flavor. I don't know.
Oh yeah, Pippa, I've got something like, I'm almost at like 6,000 watch hours. I just don't have the subscribers. And that's partly my fault because I was uploading pretty regularly. And then once I got back to doing Lyft again after the accident, I got my new car, I got back into doing Lyft again and started all that. I kind of sort of didn't upload quite a bit, and
I'm here to fix that.
Yeah. And so, and I was running out of things to upload because I didn't have the money to buy things to keep unboxing and keep doing. And I end up running out of things to talk about in WIP chats. I mean, there's only so many tags you can do. Yes, Mr. Crafty Kitty, I am. There's aviation electronics tech with VF-124 and then VF-111. It was on the USS Kitty Hawk. CM1. Remind me again what a CM was. I know all the Airedale traits. Just all the Airedale rates. I don't remember the... Oh, you were the CBs. Okay. Yeah, red number 40 or red number 44. Yeah, the stuff that they always say, don't let your kids have it because it makes them hyper.
I beg to differ.
Red food coloring.
My children's
Construction mechanic. Yes, that's right.
My children's favorite flavor was cherry, and they never were crazy. Ever. Granted, they are wild because they're wildlings, but...
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. First class going for chief. If I had stayed in, I would be retired by now. I would have retired in 2011. And the problem with the AT rate is so hard to advance in. I probably would have made first class. Maybe.
823 subscribers, babe.
Well, thanks for your service, too. I'm at 823. Yeah, we got to get going there. Mystical, no. Hank doesn't want to play. He just wants to lay there and just be in the way.
He said, don't touch me. He went,
Eat your tail
you know,
out of a
Melissa,
sticky spot.
Do what you want to do. I told my ex because he kept picking on me. You shouldn't be drinking that. You shouldn't be doing that. I was like, let me die the way I want to die. I'm happy drinking this. So, you know, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
I guess I just look at it as we're all going to die one day. You might as well enjoy the life you have while you live. I don't know.
I completely get it. Yep.
No, Mr. Crafty Kitty, you can't do anything without a cat in the way around here.
No. Hank is always underfoot. If the window was open, he'd be in the window. But it's cold out there, so. It's hard working around these specialties.
There he goes. He starts licking. As soon as I scratch that spot, he starts licking. He's great.
Hey, do you have something without a cat in the way? Nope. Amen, sister. Amen, Dave.
Now he's going to sit right in my sticky spot. Oh. Him's a mess.
One more subscriber. Oh, well. One at a time. Thank you, Beth.
Thank you, Beth. And I'm not so sure how this COPA thing is going to affect us, but at this point, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm not going to do anything different than I'm already doing, because I have a feeling we're all kind of overthinking this. I mean, I know the wording of it is vague. I know that the penalties there are pretty steep, but I don't think they're going to mess with us, us little ants when they have they have the big anthill to go after with some of the bigger channels.
I think they're talking more like PewDiePie level and Ryan Toy's review and bigger channels like that with millions of subscribers, not puny ones like us.
Mr. Crafty Kitty, I'm thinking, I know they decommed the Kitty Hawk, and I know it was stationed, its last duty station was in Okinawa. When I was on it, I was in San Diego. I was stationed at Miramar with VF-111 when I was on the Kitty Hawk, and it was based out of Coronado Island is where it ported at. So I know they decommissioned it. I don't even remember when they decommissioned it. 2014, I think. And I don't know where it's at now. If it's going to become a museum, if it's going to become razor blades, I don't know what they're doing with the Kitty Hawk. I wish it would become a museum because I would love to go back and see it again. See, that's what I say, Crafty Kitty. I mean, there's a lot of ambiguity in the wording, and I think what we're looking at is the difference between appealing to children and intended for children. If you mark yourself as not intended for children, they're probably going to leave you alone for the most part. Yes, the FTC will sweep it, but I don't think they're going to look at it and go, oh, well, it's appealing to children, so we're going to fine you big money. But YouTube has their own bots that are going to go around, and they're going to change your individual videos around if they find it may be appealing to children. But there is an appeal process to that, and they can overturn that if you appeal it. And a live person looks at it and goes, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you mean, But I don't think they're going to use appealing for children to mean intended for. And I think a lot of us are overthinking that quite a bit. And that's why I'm not going to worry too much about it. I've marked my channel as not intended for children. They can sweep through and find it, and they'll probably hear me cussing some of my videos and go, oh, no, never mind. Amphibious Construction Battalion on Coronado. Awesome. Man, I miss the San Diego area. And I agree, Pippa. There should have been a general category too. And I think YouTube kind of, when they hit that $170 million fine that the FTC laid on them, I think YouTube went to, one extreme, just simply cover their own asses. Oh, Melissa Brown. Oh, wow. Stationed in Norfolk. See, I grew up not far from Norfolk in Maryland, on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. So that's awesome, Mr. Crafty Kitty. I'm going to have to go. If they turn that into a museum, I'll have to go, and I'm going to take Amber with me so she can see where I slept and where I ate and where I worked every day.
I'm a Navy brat. My dad served.
Brian, if you go into YouTube Studio on the internet, go on. I do it through the computer. I didn't do it through my phone. I've got the YouTube Studio on my phone. I just never use that. I do it on the computer. Go into YouTube Studio. Go to Settings. Under Settings, you're going to have 4 tabs. One of them, I think, is Advanced or something like that. And there's a spot in there where you can mark that it's not my channel is not intended for children. Yeah, Melissa, I'm telling you, it's not difficult to do this.
Honey, if I can do it, you can do it.
It's the first time is a little weird because you feel like you're talking to yourself, but what I found you do is just
talk to it like you're talking to a good friend.
Yeah, just talk to it like you're talking to a friend. Melissa, the subscribers come. They just come. It's nothing.
I didn't do anything to my channel, and I've already got 120 something.
If you whenever you create your tags for each video and you type in the keywords for each video of diamond painting, how to diamond paint, diamond painting accessories, unboxing, your stuff will just start showing up in people's recommended, and they'll find your channel and they'll subscribe. I mean, every day I wake up and I've got new notifications that this person subscribed and that person subscribed. I mean, and subscribe to the other crafting channels. Subscribe to all the crafting ones you can find and go to their lives and hang out and talk. And that's how I did it. You know, I would hop into Mrs. Coffee's lives and I'd hop into Jeremy's lives. And this is when I was at home on Friday and Saturday nights because my car was broke down. I would hop into a lot of lives and I would just hang out and just start talking to people and getting to know people. And before you know it, your subscribers just pop up. Yeah, I've never asked for subs either. I've never,
I mean, either.
Every now and then I'll throw it in my videos. I'll be like, oh, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, that kind of thing. But otherwise, no, I don't don't come on here and beg, everybody, please come subscribe to my channel while you're here. No, I'm not doing that.
I do that. Well, I don't do that. I say like, subscribe, and dislike if you didn't like it. Have a nice day. I mean, short, simple, sweet, bye.
But you'll find that pretty much most of us all subscribe to each other. So,
yeah,
your subscribers are going to be the same people that subscribe to mine and subscribe to Pippa and subscribe to
me,
to Jeremy and subscribe to Mrs. Coffee and Stitcherista. And, we all have the same subscribers pretty much. So, I mean, they'll come. And then there's new people joining YouTube all the time too. So, oh, awesome, Cynthia. What are you working on? Yeah, don't go into people's lives and talk about your videos or whatever unless they ask you about a video that you made or something. Don't go in and just like, oh, check out my channel. That's usually frowned upon.
But if you just go hi, some people like to check channels out. Especially if your name is kind of intriguing. I know before I started talking to Mrs. Coffee as a friend, I went in her live a couple times and I was like, hi, everybody. I stayed for a little bit. And then next thing I know, I had like 10 subscribers that day. I'm like, oh, okay. But all I did was say hi. I didn't say anything else that day.
I think I owe a lot of my subscribers to Hank.
Yeah, I'm just here for Hank. Show me the Hank. Or as I call him, Hankford.
But see, at the time, though, when I started my channel, besides Jeremy being on YouTube, there weren't really a lot of guy crafters even, let alone diamond painters. And so it was kind of a novelty thing, I think, too, at the time. But now we're getting a lot more guys in here. We got a Cat Dad is out here.
Dog Dad?
Or Dog Dad, yeah. Dog Dad is out here. Jeremy, me. I'm seeing more and more guys pop up in the community, and it's great.
No, it's not. Boys have cooties, don't you know? Only Hank doesn't have cooties.
Oh, Jamie.
I missed it.
Jamie says, finally back with you. Drea said Dark Knight was on sale, so I had to go order.
Why not? Guess what?
What?
I am done with my second section.
I got one little strip of my second section done.
That's fantastic. You're getting there. High five.
Yay! Boys have cooties, and that's why we marry them when they're older, huh?
Yeah,
Oh, the Midway's in San Diego. Okay.
exactly, Kitty. Because when they're older, they don't have cooties when they're older.
Yeah, it worries me that the Kitty Hawk is going to end up becoming razor blades, and I'm.
Can you explain that to me? What does that mean?
What?
Become razor blades?
Decommissioned naval ships are made of steel,
Mm-hmm.
and so are razor blades.
Okay.
And
garbage.
usually Gillette will put a bid out on a ship that's about to be decommissioned,
Oh.
and they will turn it into razor blades, literally. Think about
Okay.
how many razor blades you can make out of a large
Okay.
Navy ship.
Yeah, they automatically lose their cooties after the age of 25. You know, just talking shit. I don't know. Hank has cooties.
Hank doesn't care.
Do you got cooties? Oh, I offended him. He looked away. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, oh, right in the sticky stuff. Really? Oh. Now I'm going to be pulling cat hair out for a week. He's a mess. Yeah, he didn't shed into it much, so we're all right.
No, where's your cookie? He's like, bitch, get off me.
The kid at my job said, I don't have cooties, I'm cool. I agree with you, Mr. Crafty Kitty. I think it is disrespect to everybody that spent time on that ship away from home, away from their families for months and years at a time to just turn it into razor blades. Yes, Beth, Diamond Painting Underground is, and Pippa has a group as well that she started for YouTube creators. And you know what? Melissa's welcome to join us on the Christmas thing if she's got an hour of time on Christmas to devote to sitting in live on her premiere.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for stopping in, Mr. Crafty Kitty. Hope to see you again soon. Really cool having you here. Drea says she begs Dipper. Her husband still has cooties.
Hey, some of them just like to keep their cooties. I mean, the cooties like to stick to the men.
CM1 has the watch. Yep. I hated Santa watch.
You still have an hour, Hank.
Yeah, Hank still has an hour until he's.
It's 10:04 already.
It is. It's after 10 p.m. already. I gotta go back to work tomorrow. Oh my God, it's been 4 days off, but it hadn't really been 4 days off because we did DoorDash on Thursday.
Fight squad yesterday.
Did Friday we did DoorDash in the morning.
You didn't do anything Thursday.
And Friday night I did Lyft. And then yesterday I did Bite Squad. I didn't do Lyft last night. It was too bad out. Oh, it's horrible outside trying to drive. And then today I did Bite Squad all day. Today hadn't really been a weekend off. It's been a 4-day weekend that I worked all weekend. A New Year's Eve live for your birthday. Awesome, Mystical.
If anyone wants to join in on the fun.
Well, I don't see we're doing anything New Year's Eve, so we'll probably join in.
Yeah. Mine is in 8 days. My birthday is, and I'm kind of meh about it. Like, I don't care this year. Then again, that's been my mood about every holiday for the past 4 years.
You know what?
4 months.
You're getting to that age now where birthdays are a thing that...
Oh, no. Last year?
They're just not a thing anymore.
Last year, I hyped it up. I'm like, bitch, it's my birthday. It's about me. This year, I'm like,
My thing with my birthday is the only thing I really care about on my birthday is having the day off. I haven't worked on my birthday in probably 15 years. I always make sure I take that day off. If I can't get it off, I call in sick. Otherwise, I don't really make a big deal of my birthday. I go get my free dinner at the Mexican restaurant, and I might take advantage of some of the free food around town for your birthday. But
I just, for my birthday, ever since I can remember, I've always had to go to school. I've always had, because it always falls either on a Thursday or Friday. This year it falls on a Monday, but I always had to go to school. I always had to go to work. And, I've never been off on my birthday.
Oh, Miss Soft Brown Crafts. Yeah, see, I can't always have it off either, but I just take it off. I call in sick. I'm like, it's just that one day a year that I just don't want to work is my birthday. And that's, that's kind of my day. And I just take it for myself. I most of the time they schedule me, or I try to take vacation time for my birthday. I usually try to schedule a vacation day, ahead of time, but that doesn't always work. So if it doesn't work and they schedule me on my birthday, or it's a regular work day, I just call in sick. I set a scheduled text message before I go to bed.
Mental health day. That's right.
Yeah, mental health day. I take those every now and then too. Oh, your birthday's on Christmas. Ouch. Well, you have a job that requires you to work on Christmas?
Yeah, Walmart probably. Walmart's horrible. I'm not saying that you work at Walmart, but Walmart's horrible.
Oh, at the hospital. Yeah, that's right. That's right. See, I was an EMT, and the EMT is the same way. The healthcare field doesn't, you don't get sickness. Sickness doesn't take a day off. Healthcare and food service.
And Walmart.
And Walmart, yeah. Well, that's right, Brian. You work in the school system. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what started that and why I started that, but I just decided one year that, you know what, from now on I'm never going to work my birthday again unless I absolutely positively cannot get out of it.
I'm always off for my birthday. I work in preschool.
You had to bend September 1st, Beth? Or at least the beginning of September somewhere, usually the day after Labor Day sometimes. But I know when I went to school, we went back to school like the last couple days of August, and then we got the weekend off.
In Alabama.
And we had Labor Day off, and then we went back to school on the second. I'm like, why didn't they just start school after Labor Day?
When we were in the South, school always started August 3rd. Or that Monday, that week, the first week of August.
No, our school always started like the last.
But we'd get out the end of May.
We always started on like a Wednesday, the Wednesday before Labor Day, and so you'd go to school for 3 days, and then you'd have a 3-day weekend, and you have to go back to school again on the second of. And it was just like, why? Why don't we just go back to school after Labor Day and start school then?
Yeah, see, early August for us, and then we get out mid-May.
I know back in Maryland, the Walmart there actually opened up at like noon on Christmas so that people could start returning items on Christmas Day.
Christmas Day, when my ex and I were together, he'd always have to be back at work by 9 p.m. on Christmas Day. He couldn't even spend the Christmas night with the kids. But he was always off Christmas Eve, so I guess I can't complain there, but it still sucked.
Yeah, see, Debbie, that's exactly it. Day after Labor Day. I always thought that would be the better day to start. Why start school just before Labor Day and then take a 3-day weekend and then start school after and go back to school afterwards? Why not just wait a couple of days and start afterwards? I mean, what's the difference going to make at the end of June or the beginning of June with a couple of extra days, you know?
Am I on what? What's Elfster?
Oh, Elfster is an app that you can. We had it in one of our Facebook groups last year, where you could. They had a Secret Santa program thing, where you could join like a Secret Santa group. For that specific group, they invite you in, and then you could make a wish list, and you would be paired with a random person in the group. It would automatically pair you with a random person, and you'd have to buy each other. You'd have to buy them a gift, and they would have to buy their Secret Santa gift for somebody else or whatever. So everybody got a Secret Santa gift. It's kind of a Secret Santa app.
No, Brian, I'm not. But why?
Pippa said Brian is looking to stalk everyone and get addresses to send gifts to.
Well, if you got Dave's address, you already got mine, so.
He should have my address. I sent him a diamond painting last year.
Why, Brian?
When you were little, you used to think the fireworks on New Year's Eve were because it was the start of your birthday. That's awesome. Wait, $75 for a set of colored pencils?
Prismacolor.
Oh, no. I guess I'm not into that much into coloring.
Pippa's a little old lady, aren't you? Me too. I would, if I had it my way, I'd be in bed like at 8 o'clock every day. See, I'm the opposite. I don't like receiving things. I feel it's difficult to explain, but I don't like getting gifts. I appreciate the offer and stuff, and I accept it if you guys give it, but I don't. I'm not looking for it.
Yeah, she hates it when I buy her things.
And it's not that. I mean, I appreciate the thought. I do, and the effort, and you know, I like whatever it was that he bought me, but I'm like, don't spend your money on me.
Well, Pippa, I kind of hope you'll be up this year to see your little creation come to life. Which, honestly, that is a great idea, Pippa, because it's just like for people like Amber and I, and I'm sure there's a lot of other ones out there that don't have plans to do anything on Christmas. And I know some people, like last year, I spent Christmas just sitting here in my apartment alone all day. And I didn't even have Hank yet. And so it was like, it was the first Christmas I'd ever spent by myself, and it was kind of weird.
This is the first Christmas in 10 years that I've been without family. So it's different. And I'm probably going to be moody and in my feelings, but I'm hoping that watching everybody's lives and chatting with them is going to help.
Oh, you're talking about, you're talking about a New Year's Eve, Pippa. You might be, yeah, I hope so. It'd be nice to have everybody around for New Year's Eve. I kind of got mixed up there. But yeah, that your creation is awesome, Pippa. I mean, it's going to be great for a lot of people.
I'm not looking forward to the break either.
And then she's talking about the days off at Christmas time.
Oh.
I don't get a day off. I get Christmas Day off this year. Because Christmas falls on like a Wednesday, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, so I get a half a day on Christmas Eve, and then I get Christmas Day off, and then I got to be back to work on Thursday. So now if Christmas fell on a Thursday, we would get Friday, Saturday, and Sunday off. And if Christmas falls on a Monday, we would get Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. If Christmas falls on a Tuesday, we might get a 4-day weekend and have to go back to work Wednesday.
Thank you, Melissa. Yeah, Thanksgiving was kind of rough too, but I made it through.
I can imagine, Pip, because Christmas in Tasmania is in the summertime. I could not imagine being down under in the summertime and be Christmas time. I just, it would seem so off to me, because I guess I've always grown up and Christmas has been in the winter.
I appreciate it, Melissa.
I mean, does everybody down there still decorate for Christmas with like Christmas lights on their house and stuff like that? Because that to me would even seem more weird, seeing Christmas lights in the summertime. I mean, granted, if you go down south here, some people leave their Christmas lights up year round because they just don't take them down. But I mean, otherwise, it would seem weird being summertime and summer temperatures and it's Christmas and people got Christmas lights up and snowmen in their yards, and just be weird to me.
She said yes, and Merry Christmas up on the office wall.
And Santa and cards are snow, but it's summer. Yeah, see? You would figure, now see, there's an idea. There's a marketing money idea there. Christmas Christmas stuff marketed to people where it's summertime when it's Christmas.
Sandmans instead of snowmen.
Yeah, you know, there's a marketing idea, like, you know, Christmas cards for people down under that don't have snow and stuff.
We
Like,
have some stuff, she said. And you're my thoughts, Drea.
yeah, Melissa, it's like that one commercial. I can't remember what it's for. I think it's some kind of a liquor or a beer. And the commercial is just, it's right at sunset, and there's a palm tree, and all of a sudden you see the lights come on the palm tree. And I'm thinking, that's what it would be like for me. It's funny, Jesus wasn't even born in December, and even then it was Israel. It's all commercial rubbish. Very true. Well, I mean, I know the history of Christmas and why we celebrate the birth of Jesus at Christmas time and where Christmas came from. I understand where all of that history came from and why we do it in Corona. Yes.
I didn't mean to interrupt.
On the Budweiser ad, yes, and the Coke does. Well, see, Coca-Cola is the reason why we have the modern version of Santa Claus. There was no modern version of Santa Claus with, you know, the jolly man with the red beard and or the white beard and the red suit until Coca-Cola came up with him as a marketing idea and used it in all of their Coca-Cola ads one year. And that's where the Santa Claus that we know of as Santa Claus started out. And here in the U.S., the colonial people of the U.S. back in the 1700s did not celebrate Christmas. It was actually forbidden for many, many years to celebrate Christmas the way we do now. And it wasn't really a recognized holiday until I want to say the late 1800s, middle to late 1800s. Christmas was not a big deal like it is now. It really became a big deal when the Montgomery Ward Company started using Christmas as a way to have big sales. And that's what really kicked off Christmas as we know it now. I read an article. Now that I did not know, Crystal. That's an interesting fact. Well, yes, Pippa, and also you're from Ireland, so you know the Celtic. You know the Celtic part of Yule, which was the winter solstice. They celebrated, you know, during the winter solstice, and that's when they actually, you know, brought in a tree into the house, and it was a symbolic thing for something about life or something. I don't get it. I don't remember, but yeah, you know where that's coming from, and that was where our Christmas came from. It was considered a pagan thing, and then the church said, you know what, we need to have something to draw attention away from the pagan celebrations, so we're going to start saying that we're going to celebrate Christ's birth at the same time as this pagan ritual, just like Easter. Easter was the spring equinox celebration. Yep, that's it. They would burn the whole tree and just keep feeding the log. Yep. Germany celebrates Krampus. Yeah, and Passover. Yeah. I don't think there's any. Hank he is just chilling over here.
I'm surprised he's not playing with my minders again.
Nobody's trying to play with your tray that had drills in it.
No.
So yeah, there are so many like things that we celebrate today that were started in a completely different way than what we do now. And some people still celebrate Yule, and some people still celebrate the spring equinox. There's certain spiritual beliefs that still celebrate those things and not Christmas. But every major religion of the world has a celebration at those periods of time during the year. I like learning things. So I end up reading things that most people would just go, oh, pass over that. And we still got them tacos. I had a guy tonight, interesting story. This is the best one. And Amber actually got to see this one happen. So I get an order tonight to go to this Mexican restaurant, pick up an order. And it was 6 tacos. So we go to the guy's apartment building, and there's no instructions for a door code to get in the door. There's no instructions to call when you arrive or anything. It's just the address with the apartment number on it. And there's no buzzer system to buzz you in or anything. So I pull up, and there's an ambulance and 2 cop cars parked there in the little circle drive in front of the apartment building. And I park across from them. And just as we're getting there, the EMTs are coming out with the cops, and they have this guy with them. He's walking out to the ambulance, but they're escorting him to the ambulance. And he turns around and says something really derogatory to the cops, like, you guys are still ugly, or something like that to him, right? And so I'm figuring, okay, I've got to call my customer to try to get into the building to deliver his food to him. So I call him through the app, and as soon as it starts ringing on my end, the guy that's walking out to the ambulance checks his phone, picks it up, looks at it, does something to it, and puts it back in his pocket. Well, at the same time he did whatever it is he did, it sent me straight to voicemail. So I'm thinking, this dude is my customer. I've got his food. So then I try to call back, and he answers. And I'm like, hey, this is Dave, your Bite Squad driver. I've got your food here. And he just hangs up on me. So then I go inside the building, and I try to text him. I'm standing inside the foyer of the building, and I try to text, and he never answers. So I come back out, and I message my driver support, and I'm like, so what am I supposed to do? I said, I think my customer got hauled off in an ambulance as I was pulling up. And they're like, oh, just keep the food in your hot bag until the end of your shift, and then we'll just tell the customer where he can find it. And so now I have 6 tacos here because he never claimed his tacos. Hank, what are you doing?
Watch. He's pulling it off. Christy got
3 Archer Arts tray. Awesome. I will say this about Archer's Arts. They're great for squares. They are wonderful for squares. But the only problem I have with my Archer's Arts tray, if you can see, I've got a round one stuck in there that wouldn't come out. If you look at the ends of the little ribs, if I can get it to focus on them. Come on, focus, focus, focus. If you can see the end of the ribs, they're kind of wider there. And the reason for that is when the 3D printer makes its pass up and comes back, it makes a U-turn, and it leaves a little glob of melted plastic there. And so in the ends of the ribs, it's kind of wider. And drills tend, especially rounds, because rounds are bigger around than squares. Rounds kind of tend to get caught in there and won't come out. And you can like sit there and tap at it all day long, and it's not going to fall out. And then what happens is when you go to dump it out, if you tap on it, they end up falling out and bouncing out all over your canvas.
Well, Melissa, I know where I'm going when I go to Vegas.
But otherwise, I like Archer's Arts trays. I love the size. I love.
You got a heat gun?
No, I do not have a heat gun. I'm afraid I would melt the whole thing if I tried to use a heat gun.
I wonder if a blow dryer. Well, we don't even have a blow dryer.
Yeah, I'm just afraid I would melt the whole thing with a heat gun because you can't localize that heat on that little tiny spot. I don't even know what color that one is.
Put it in here. We'll match it later. I don't know what that one is. That one's box 839.
Yeah, I need to go to Vegas. I've only been there once. And I never got to get out of it. I was a truck driver, and we had a run that was going through Vegas, and I actually kind of made a detour. And my co-driver and I took turns driving up and down the strip so that we could each look out the window and see everything as we drove through. And otherwise, that was pretty much it. So I didn't get out of the truck and go do anything in Vegas. So I want to make a trip to Vegas so I can just see the town.
And I've never been, so.
What I saw from the cab of the truck was beautiful. I got to see the fountains at the Bellagio doing their show. I got to see the pirate show, and I can't remember which casino that was at, but it was right out by the street. And as you're driving down the street, you could see it happening. Yeah, Brian, I know. I've got to get up and go to work in the morning too. That's how I feel you. I know how it is. I've had 4 days off, and I just don't feel like going back.
Good night, Brian.
You got married by Elvis.
There's an idea.
Getting married by Elvis in Vegas?
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to get married anytime soon. Not just you.
No, because her divorce just finalized this week. So
yes.
she's a free woman now. Well, kind of, sort of.
Yeah.
Oh, really, Drea? I may have to order another one.
Thanks, Melissa.
Yeah, we didn't have the money this week to go celebrate. But I get paid Tuesday, so after my car payment's paid and my phone bill's paid, then we'll be good to go.
You laughed the whole time you got married by Elvis? I probably would too.
Oh, yeah. Jamie says, congratulations. That has to feel incredible.
Considering the circumstances, yes. Excuse me.
I need to fill up again over here. So I got this thing from my car, and it's really fun when I'm doing Lyft because everybody gets a kick out of it. It's this little plug-in thing that plugs into a USB port, and it's like a little laser pen, but it plugs into a USB port, and it projects stars on your ceiling, like little blue dots all over the ceiling. And I took it out of the car, and I put it in the bedroom. I plugged it into a wall charger for a cell phone, and my whole bedroom is just covered in blue dots everywhere.
It's kind of cool, especially when he blows his vape into it. It's like you're, lasers.
Mm. Yeah, I'm getting tired too. I've been at it all day. I'm tired. Yeah, it is. It's really cool, and especially like I said, when I fill the room up with vape, and you're standing in the room, no matter what angle you're standing at, you have all of these laser rays going by your head in like a 3D, and it's like really cool. But then the whole ceiling is covered in like blue stars, and the walls are, it just projects them everywhere. But I usually use it in my car on the ceiling when I'm doing lift, and everybody gets in the car and they think it's cash cab. No, he does not flip out with it, Jamie. He doesn't really pay it any mind whatsoever.
The first time he's like, what the heck?
Yeah, he wouldn't go in the room the very first night, but after a while he kind of got used to it. Now it's just like he hangs out in there. Right now he's hanging out by his food dish because he thinks it's time for good food.
30 more minutes.
Oh, he'd snatch that head right around and looked at me when I said that. He's looking, don't tease me. All right, y'all. It is that time of night. We are 36 minutes past our quit time. I gave a little extra time tonight because, well, I was late getting here. So we were up until like 1 a.m., I think, last night. And I think Friday night we stayed up until like almost 2.
Something like that. I need to get back into a decent schedule, though.
You're into my schedule now.
Yeah, I need to get back into like the 8 to 6 schedule where I'm in bed by 8 and awake by 6. Because here lately I've been waking up at like 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, because she has a new job coming up soon. She's hired. She's just waiting on her background check to come back.
And they think I'm a criminal, I guess, because I had to go get a digital set and 2 ink sets of fingerprint stuff.
So she'll start that new job soon, and then she'll have to get in almost the same schedule I'm in because I'm going to have to take her to work in the mornings. And
Yes, ma'am, Melissa. Sounds good. She's going to message me more.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing your first video, Melissa.
What's that?
Somebody set off a smoke alarm.
Weren't me.
Wasn't it? Yeah, no, they shut it off.
Good night, y'all. Hope y'all have a good night.
Yeah, have a great night, everyone. Have a great week. And if I don't see you before, I will see you next Sunday.
Toodles.
And rock on, y'all.